Hi everyone, I'm Devin. Thanks for joining me tonight and taking a moment for movement. Tonight we're going to focus on yoga postures that build strength and flexibility through the arms, shoulders, and back. So let's get started laying flat on our backs tonight. So lay down, your knees can either be bent for a little lower back support or laying flat on the mat. And we're just going to start with our arms by our sides, palms up, tucking the shoulder blades under the back of the body. So just as we would in a traditional Shavasana, I'd like you to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and just notice how your body is feeling this evening. So take a moment. If there's any muscles that are tight, try and take a deep breath and let those areas relax. We take the inventory of our body at the end of class as well, so sometimes it's nice to notice the difference. Let's walk the heels together, point the toes, reach the arms overhead, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine, the legs as much as possible. Breathe deeply into the side body, feeling the ribs expand. Walk your heels over towards the right corner of your mat. Cross your left heel on top of the right. Reach the right hand around the left forearm or wrist. Reach up and over to the right, finding more length through the left side of the body. Keep the shoulders back and the elbows down towards the mat. Good, let's release. Bring the arms back to center and walk the heels back so they're in line with the hips. We're going to switch sides. So heels walk towards the left corner of the mat. Cross your right ankle on top of the left. Left hand comes around the right forearm. Reach up, elongating the body, and then over towards the top left corner of your mat. So we're making a crescent moon shape, feeling a stretch down the right side of the torso from the underarm all the way to the hip. Good, let's come back through center. Bring the legs back in line with the hips. We're going to bend the elbows 90 degrees. So as we're laying flat on our backs, our arms are going to come to a cactus, or sometimes called a field goal position. So we're starting with our elbows in line with the shoulders. We're going to move with our breath, inhaling, sliding the fingertips towards one another overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the elbows in towards our waistline. So as we move through this gentle motion, we want to keep the backs of the hands, the forearms, and the elbows on the mat or as close to it as possible. Sometimes we find that our hands pop up or our elbows pop up off the floor. If that's happening, notice it, relax, try and drop the arms down, opening up those muscles along the front of the body. So inhale, slide the fingertips up, exhale, draw the elbows in. You'll feel the scapula, the wing bones, really rotating underneath the body. So we're creating space between the shoulder blades. Good, let's do one more. And then bring the elbows in towards the sides and hug your right knee in towards the chest. Left leg can either be bent or flat on the mat. We're going to wiggle the right toes, point and flex the foot, and then begin to circle the toes around. So even though we're focusing on our arms, shoulders, and back muscles tonight, of course we want to get a total body stretch in as well. So we can't ignore the large muscles of the lower body or the core. So once you have warmed up that foot and ankle, let's begin to rock the leg back and forth to wake up the hip. So side to side, up and down, then a couple gentle circles, both directions. If you've spent a lot of time at a desk or in a car today, you might be a little bit stiff. So just ease into it. Pull the knee back in towards the chest, slide your hands along to the hamstring, flex the right foot and lift up through the heel. So reach your right heel up towards the sky. Feel that stretch lengthen along the back of the right leg as you straighten out the knee. And we're just going to gently pull the thigh in towards the torso. We want to be able to keep the left leg relaxed, whether it's bent or elongated on the mat. We shouldn't be holding any tension or gripping with that left leg. As you hold this stretch of the right leg, maybe you can continue to pull it in a little bit closer as our muscles begin to warm up to this stretch. Good. Let's bend the right knee. Place the left hand on top of the right knee or at the top of the right shin. We're going to reach the right arm out to the side, and on our next exhale, just gently rotate the right leg down towards the left side of your mat. So your hips are going to, your right hip, I should say, is going to lift off the floor. We have a gentle spinal twist here. Keep the right shoulder planted on the ground. And let's come back through center. Gently lower the right leg all the way down to the mat, or maybe you're more comfortable tonight with the knee bent. Either position is fine. We're just going to switch legs, hugging the left knee in towards the chest, starting by wiggling the toes, and then point and flex the foot. And then circle the toes both directions. And then make your way up to the hip, rocking side to side, keeping the rest of the body relaxed. Circle the knee, both directions, little, gradually getting larger and larger. And then pull the left knee in towards the chest, slide your hands around to the left hamstring, flex the foot, lift through the left heel, straightening out the knee. Feel that stretch all the way along the back side of the leg. Breathe into that stretch. Let your body relax as much as possible. Maybe you can pull the leg in just a little bit more. Good. Let's bend the left knee. Place the right hand on top of the left knee or the left upper shin. Left arm will reach out to the left side. Exhale, draw the left leg across to the right. Turn your head, look over your left shoulder. Good. Let's release. Bring the left leg back to the left side of the body. Hug both knees in towards the chest. Cross your ankles. Tuck your chin towards your chest so we can round the spine as much as possible. And we're going to roll along the length of the back of the body, from our shoulders to our tailbone, 2 or 3 times until we're coming up to a seated position where we can cross the ankles and let the outer thighs drop down towards the mat. So we want to be mindful of our posture always, and the more we practice this, the more natural it becomes. So roll your shoulders up and back. So we have the muscles of the upper back working to keep the shoulder blades back. You'll feel the muscles of the chest kind of opening or lengthening a little bit, and our shoulders should be stacked over our hips. So we always want to keep our shoulders stacked over our hips, unless there's a posture where we're moving side to side or, of course, folding forward or back. But in rest, we should have proper alignment here. The head as well. We generally need to pull the chin in a little bit because our ears should be over our shoulders. So sometimes after sitting, especially at a computer, we start to creep our chin and our face forward to read things. So we need to pull it back and stack everything up. All right? So let's take a couple breaths here. Breathing deeply, feeling the ribs really expand with each inhale and the body relax as we exhale. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower your chin towards your chest, find length through the back of the neck. And let's begin a couple half circles. So bring that left ear towards the left shoulder. Find that length through the right side of the neck. And then come back through center, reach the right ear towards the right shoulder. So we haven't moved the shoulders, they're still stacked over the hips. It's just the head and neck that are finding movement. All right, the next time we bring our chin to our chest on our left ear towards the left shoulder, I'd like you to hold the head there, keep breathing, pick up the right hand, flex the wrist, and press away slowly through the right hand. As we reach that right hand away from the body, we're going to feel that stretch intensify. So from the right side of the neck, maybe all the way down the length of your arm. Again, this kind of varies person by person, how warmed up you are. So your arm may be quite bent. That's okay. You're still feeling that stretch. So wherever you feel it, hold it and breathe. Good. Let's release. Right hand to the lap, chin to the chest, and now switch sides. So right ear towards the right shoulder, pick up the left hand, flex the wrist, and press gently away. You might even notice a difference from one side of the body to the other. One elbow might be bent a little bit more. That's fine. Just breathe into it as you relax into the posture. Maybe you can reach a little further away. Good. Let's release. Left hand to the lap, chin to the chest. Lift the head back up. All right, so let's roll onto our hands and knees. So start by placing the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We're going to do a couple cat-cows. So moving with the breath, we're going to exhale, really arch the back, draw your chin towards your chest, look back towards your toes. And as we inhale, we're going to round the spine, look upwards, find length through the muscles along the face and front of the body. So exhale, arch. Inhale, round. So move at your own pace, matching your movements to your breath. Let's do one more. Good. All right. So we're going to pick up our right hand, place the back of the right hand directly under the chest. I need a little bit more space here. You might as well, depending on your room. So the back of the right hand comes down to the mat, and we're going to reach the right fingertips all the way over to the left side of our room, lowering our right shoulder and right ear down to the mat, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. We want to find this space and stretch through the upper back, through the muscles on the outside of the right shoulder. Good. Let's press down firmly into the left hand, straighten out the left arm, lift all the way back up, and plant the right hand under the right shoulder. Switching sides, back of the left hand to the mat, just under the chest. And on your next exhale, slide those fingertips all the way over to the right until we lower the left shoulder and ear down to the mat. Good. Exhale, press into the right hand, straighten out the right elbow, come all the way back. Left hand comes back to the mat under the shoulder. So we're going to continue with a couple cat-cows, but this time adding the right arm and left leg to begin. So this will add additional challenge to the muscles as well as to our balance and stability. So it's important here that we really draw the abdominals in, engage that transverse abdominis so we are supported. If at any time it becomes too much, you can just slide the back leg along the mat or just lower the right hand down completely and just work the lower body. So let's start by inhaling, right arm, left leg, nice and long. Flex the foot, press through the heel. Exhale, bend the knee and elbow, arch the back, draw the leg and arm together under the body. So inhale, lengthen, and exhale, arch. So just as we did before, these movements should be slow enough that they match the breath. So you're not still breathing and just holding the arm and leg out. Really make it a conscious movement and breath connection. Good. On your next inhale, let's keep the arm and leg extended. Now keep breathing deeply. Draw the abs in a little bit deeper for support. If you can, lift the arm and heel a little bit higher, really working those muscles along the back side of the body. And lower hands and knee to the mat. Excellent job. Let's switch sides. Inhale, left arm, right leg, nice and long. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Arch the back. Good. On your next inhale, let's hold it. Keep breathing. Lift a little higher. Excellent job. Hand and knee to the mat. Sit your hips back on your heels. Let's walk our hands out in front of us. Reach, reach, reach through the fingertips. Find that length along the back side of the body. And then walk your hands over towards the right corner of the room. Press back and down through the left hip. Feel that stretch running along the outside, the left side of the torso. And then walk your hands through center, over to the left corner, reach back through the right hip. And let's come back through center. Spread the fingers wide, press to the center of the palm. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the knees, lift the tailbone up. Rotate the creases of the elbows forward towards the top of your mat and lengthen the legs, reaching down through the heels. Breathe. And now walk your toes forward towards your hands, tuck your chin towards your chest. Let's hold this nice forward fold, letting the upper body hang as we breathe deeply. So if you're feeling any muscles still tight or tense along the neck, gently shake your head left and right, up and down, again moving gently, just reminding those muscles to let go. And then press through the soles of the feet evenly as you round up, stacking the back, roll the shoulders back and away from the ears, stand tall, look straight ahead, and take a full breath. We're going to move into sun salutations. So moving with the breath, inhale and exhale, palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, drop the hips down and forward. Curl the right toes, exhale, left leg back to plank. Engage the abs, and exhale, lower the knees, chest and forehead to the mat. Inhale, slide forward, press through the palms, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward. Left knee down, foot flat, and exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, side forward, press the palms, lift the chest. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Arms by the side, shoulders back and away from the ears. Let's shake out the legs, roll the shoulders out, take a couple nice deep breaths. And we're gonna move into chair pose. So let's start chair pose tonight with the hands in prayer position. So we are going to be building off of chair pose, so this is a good place to start. Feet are under the hips, toes forward, shoulders are back, body is nice and tall. Let's inhale. And as we exhale, bend the knees, reach back through the tailbone, and sink our hips down and low into that invisible chair behind us. So once we're as low as we can go, we're bringing the hips and the ribs towards one another, essentially kind of lengthening the lower back. The weight should be evenly distributed through the feet. We could glance down and see all of our toes. You should feel the quads really working to keep the body supported. And as we exhale, straighten out the legs, come back to mountain pose. All right, so from chair, we are going to build into eagle. But before we go into the full posture, let's practice the arms. This will give our legs a little bit of a break, and it will really emphasize that stretch through the upper back. So we're going to start by lifting our right arm up in front of us. The elbow is bent 90 degrees. Our left hand is going to come under the right tricep, up towards the sky, back towards the center of the body, and then we're going to reach our left fingers towards the right palm. So when this happens, as you can see right here, our elbows kind of tuck in towards the chest. But what we want is to lift our elbows up in line with the shoulders and actually actively reach the elbows just a little bit farther away from the body. And when you do that, you'll feel that space or that stretch between the shoulder blades. So give that a try. Let's hold it here. Again, lifting the elbows up and away. And if your left fingers aren't along the right palm tonight, that's okay. You can just place the back of the hands together. Let's try and lift the elbows up. Feel that shift in the stretch. Good, let's bring them back down to shoulder height and release. All right, shake out the arms and breathe. And now we'll practice the opposite side. Left arm up, elbow 90 degrees. Right hand reaches underneath, up towards the sky, back in towards the midline of the body, and reach the right fingers for the left hand. So once our hands are in position, we're being conscious of our elbows, bringing them back to the center of the body and lifting them up to shoulder height. You'll feel that stretch right away along the upper back. So hold it and breathe. And now let's lift our hands up, bringing the elbows higher. Feel that stretch shift. And come back down. Excellent. Release the arms, shake them out, and breathe. Okay, so let's put it all together. We're going to move into eagle pose. If you're on a thicker mat or a carpeted floor with a mat on top, you might want to just come back down to the floor, as the extra padding may make it a little bit more challenging for balance. But we're going to start as if we would for chair pose. So let's bring our hands to prayer position. We're going to bend our knees and exhale, reach back through the tailbone, turn on those quads, sinking low into our chair. Press through the left foot, shift the weight, pick up the right foot little by little, cross the knees, and if you can, bring the right toes behind the left calf. Find a point to focus on, something that's not moving. If at any point you need to come down, bring the right foot to the mat, go right ahead. Now let's lift our right hand up. Left arm comes underneath, in towards the face, reach those left fingertips for the right hand. Once the arms are in position, bring awareness to your elbows. Lift them up, reach them a little bit further away from the body. Feel that stretch through the upper back. And let's release. Release the arms, release the right leg, bring it back to the floor, and straighten out the body. Roll the shoulders back, take a couple breaths. You should feel a little bit warmer than when we began. So shake out the legs, and let's start on the opposite side. Beginning with feet under the hips, hands at the heart. On your next exhale, bend the knees, reach the tailbone back, come into our chair pose, and we'll switch by pressing down through the right foot now, peeling the left foot off the mat, crossing the knees, tucking the left foot behind the right. Maybe you can sink down a little bit lower. If you can, we're lowering that center of gravity, but we are challenging the legs even more. Left arm comes up, right arm underneath, in towards the face, hands together, lift the elbows up, and just a little bit further away. And let's release arms and legs. Well done. Those are challenging. So let's shake out the legs, roll the shoulders back, and breathe. Okay, so from our standing position, you may want to turn and face the long edge of your mat. Let's walk our feet nice and wide. All right, do a wide leg forward fold, but we're going to start with our hands clasped behind our back. So roll the shoulders up, back, and together. And as we take a deep breath in, grow nice and tall, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge forward. So as we fold, we're going to let our hands drop away from our tailbone. The head and neck remain relaxed. We're looking through the legs and just reaching the hands as if they're going to fall to the mat overhead. All right, bring the thumbs back towards the tailbone. Lift the chest up and stand tall. Stack the shoulders back over the hips. Good. Let's slide our hands to our hips. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale again, hinging forward. This time, when we're halfway down to the mat, drop your hands, use them for support. Continue to fold forward, lengthening through the crown, looking through your legs. If you're up for it, you can walk your feet wider, intensifying this stretch. You can walk your hands back, meaning bringing them closer to the space between the feet, or actually even further back on the mat. And breathe deeply. Lift the chest so the chest is parallel to the mat. Place the left hand directly under the center of the body. Press through the palm. Open the chest towards the right side and lift up through the right fingertips. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. And release. Bring the right hand down. Replace the left hand on the mat. Press through the palm. Open the chest to the left and reach the left arm up. And lower. Excellent. Left hand comes back down to the floor. Use the hands for support. Let's inch our heels and toes together. Again, depending on where they began, we're going to move them about 6 to 12 inches towards one another. So we should still have a nice wide stance, but we're going to give ourselves a little bit more area or availability to move side to side. So let's lift the chest, keep the spine nice and tall, the torso parallel to the mat. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, shift the weight into the right foot. Bend the right knee and reach the tailbone back. So we're going to get a deep stretch all the way down the inside of the left leg. The weight should be evenly distributed through the feet. Good. Let's exhale, release, walking the hands back through center and all the way over to the left, bending the left knee, reaching back through the tailbone. Good. Let's bring our hands back through center, straightening out the left leg, chin towards the chest, let the upper body just hang and relax. And now press through the soles of the feet, round up all the way. Good. Shoulders back. Walk the feet in, bring them back under the body. Well done. All right. So let's take a step towards the back of our mat. We're going to make our way down, coming into hero pose. So we have our knees bent, tops of the feet flat on the mat. We're sitting on our heels. If this is too intense for your knees or ankles tonight, you can of course swing your legs around and come into an easy seat anytime. So let's do a couple nice shoulder circles, really reaching the shoulder blades back and together. Really exaggerate the movement. Now we're going to the opposite direction. Excellent. Let's pick up the right arm, keep the elbow straight, draw it across the chest, and use the left hand to pull it in a little bit closer. Feel that stretch through the outside of the shoulder. And let's release. We'll switch sides, left arm up, keep the elbow straight, pull it across the chest, use the right hand to pull it in just a little bit further. And release. Nice job. Right arm up, bend the elbow, left hand, pull the right elbow towards the center.
Keep your fingers relaxed. And as we hold it here, maybe you could pull a little bit further. And release. Opposite side, left arm up, bend the elbow. Use the right hand to gently pull the elbow in a little bit closer to the midline. We want to feel that stretch through the tricep. And release. All right, so you can repeat the previous stretch one more time, or you can go for the grip. So the right hand comes up, we're going to bend the elbow, and we're going to bring the back of the left hand to the tailbone. Slide the left hand up the length of the spine to reach the right hand. So if the hands don't make contact, that's totally fine. You can just grab the back of your shirt or come back to the left hand on the right elbow positioning. If your hands touch, lift your chin up, look straight ahead. And let's release. Roll the shoulders both directions. And we'll switch sides, left arm up, bend the elbow, use the right hand, slide it up the spine, reaching for the left. One side may be a little bit harder to grab a hold of, so feel free to try one of those variations. Again, lift the chin up if your hands have made contact with one another. And let's release. Roll the shoulders, shake out the arms. Well done. So from our hero pose, we're going to lift our hips up, bring our forearms down to the mat, and do some dolphins to build strength through the shoulders, back, abdominals, glutes. These are a great total body strengthener. This is another posture that's a moving posture, so we'll be moving with our breath. So once our forearms are down on the mat, we want to cup our hands around the backs of our elbows to ensure that the elbows are directly under the shoulders. Once our elbows are in place, we're going to interlace our fingers out in front of us and press down deeply through the pinky side edge of the hand. So think about creating a tripod. Your hands and each elbow are sturdy and deeply pressing into the mat. We'll curl the toes under, lift the knees off of the mat, and as I mentioned, we'll move with the breath. So as we inhale, we drop our hips down into a forearm plank, draw the abs in, exhale, press through the forearms and hands, lift the tailbone up, look back towards your toes. So inhale, hips down, exhale, hips lift. If you want to make this easier, walk the feet back, walk them away from your hands. If you want to make it more challenging, walk the feet forward, okay? So find a happy medium, something that's challenging, but not too hard that you can't do any more of these. And continue to move at your own pace. So again, keep the abs engaged throughout. Actively press your hands and forearms into the mat to really engage the shoulders. And let's do one more. And then lower your knees down to the mat, coming into a child's pose. Keep your arms extended out in front of you. Let's feel that stretch through the shoulders and upper back. Excellent. Let's lift the head up, look forward towards the space between our hands. Come into a downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, let's lift the right leg up, and exhale, step it forward between the hands. Come into our low lunge. Lengthen the body. So reach through the crown of the head, creating a nice long line from our head all the way down to our left heel, dropping the hips down and forward to feel that stretch through the left hip flexor. Breathe into it. Good. Gently lower the left knee and flatten the top of the left foot down to the mat. Walk your hands up, placing them on the right thigh, keeping the hips down and forward. And just hold it here for a moment, breathing deeply. Trying to relax the hips down and feel that length in the left hip flexor. Now we're going to release the hands from the thigh, interlace them behind the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, and reach the knuckles back and down towards your left heel. So we're opening the chest, lifting it slightly, looking upwards. So just because we've lifted the chest does not mean we've lifted the hips. They should still be down and forward. Let's release the hands, bring them down to the mat, frame your foot. Take a deep breath. And on your next exhale, lift the hips up and back, straightening out the front leg, lifting the front toes. Elongate the spine, so reach through the crown of the head and then hinge forward over that right leg. Feel the length along the back side from your glutes all the way down to your calf. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward, lower the right toes, and we're going to step back to downward dog.
Pedal your heels. And let's switch sides. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward, low lunge. Align the body by stacking the knee over the ankle. You might need to wiggle the right heel back a little bit. Good. Gently lower the right knee to the mat. Flatten the top of the foot. Breathe. And let's walk the hands up the left leg. Let them rest on the left thigh. Roll the shoulders back so our body is nice and tall. And then bring the hands behind the tailbone, interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles back and down towards the right heel. Roll the shoulders back and together, lifting the chest, looking upwards. Good, let's release. Fingertips down to the mat. Breathe deeply. And on your next exhale, press the hips back, lift the left toes, lengthen the spine, and hinge forward. So that's a subtle movement. You might not be lowering the chest down very far at all, but believe me, if you've got those left toes lifted high, you'll feel it. So really lengthen the body as much as possible. We don't want to round down over the leg. Good. Let's walk the hands forward, lower the left foot, and step back again to downward dog. We'll now be moving into pigeon pose. Let's inhale, right leg up, bend the knee, exhale, draw the bent knee in towards the chest, and lower the right knee between the hands with that knee pointing towards the top right corner of your mat. Relax the left leg back and down. Inhale, lift the chest, look upwards. Exhale, hinge forward, walk the hands out in front of you as you lower the chest, keeping in mind that we want our body to be as relaxed as possible, but that shouldn't mean that we're rolling or sitting down on our right hip. Our hips are evenly spaced above the mat.
Let's lift the head and chest up slightly. Reach your arms straight out in front of you if you're not already there, and let's walk our hands over towards the right corner of our room. So again, we haven't moved the hips or the lower body, but by walking our hands to the right, we want to feel an increased stretch through the left side of the torso. Excellent. Let's come back through center. Walk the hands back, lift the chest, look up. Nice tall spine. And let's step back to downward dog.
Switching sides, inhale, left leg up, bend the knee, and exhale, draw the knee forward, lowering it down,
Pointing the left knee towards the top left corner. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, relax forward over the left leg and breathe. Let's lift the head and neck slightly. Reach the arms out straight in front of the shoulders if they're not already there. And begin to walk the hands over towards the left corner of the room. Now feeling a stretch running down the right side of the torso. Good. Let's come back through center and walk the hands back, lifting the chest, looking all the way up. Good. Sit down into your left hip. Swing the legs around. Bring the soles of the feet together and sit up tall for Baddha Konasana. So hands resting gently on the ankles or the feet. Inhale, really lift the chest so we're sitting up nice and tall. As we exhale, just lean forward so the back of the body is still straight, and we're just lowering the center of our chest down towards the legs. If you want, you can use your forearms or your elbows to press the legs down towards the mat a little bit further, intensifying that stretch through the inner thigh. Good, let's lift the chest back up. Draw the thighs together. Slide your hips to the center of the mat if they're not already there. We're going to move back into Shavasana. So roll back before we move into Shavasana, I should say. We're moving in that direction. But we're going to start with the knees bent. Pick up the right leg. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee. Reach the right hand through. Left hand on the outside, lifting the legs. Draw the legs in towards your chest. Try and keep your spine nice and long, tailbone down towards the mat. But we should feel this stretch through the outside of the right hip and thigh. You can use your right elbow to press the right leg away from the body to intensify the stretch a little bit more. And then release your grip, but let's not move the legs to the other side just yet. We're going to slide the right leg, or bring the thighs together, I should say. So you're stacking the right knee on top of the left. Bring your arms out to the sides. You may even want to inch your hips to the right, an inch or two. And then we're going to lower the knees down to the left side gently. So the right hip lifts up, but our shoulders stay grounded. A gentle spinal twist. Breathe into it. And let's lift the knees up.
Lower the right foot to the mat and we'll switch sides. So pick up the left leg, left ankle rests on the right upper thigh. Reach the left hand through the right hand to the right side. Draw the legs in. Breathe, keeping the upper body relaxed. And release. Lower the right foot. Slide that left leg. Bring the thighs together so left knee is stacked on top of the right. Bring your arms to the sides. You might want to walk the hips to the left just an inch or two before lowering the knees down to the right. That just gives you a little bit more space. Good. Let's come back through center. And now we'll move into Shavasana. So you're welcome to keep the knees bent, feet in line with the hips. This takes some pressure off the lower back. It will ground it. It might feel good. Or our traditional version with the legs extended, heels about mat width apart, letting the toes relax outwards. Our arms are halfway between our hips and our shoulders, palms up towards the sky. Tuck the shoulder blades back and under the body so our chest and collarbone are open and we can breathe deeply. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the whole body relax. As you let your body relax in Shavasana, let your mind relax as well. Let go of any thoughts, plans, or ideas. If your mind begins to wander, bring it back to the physical body, back to the movement of the breath. Bring your awareness all the way down the body to your feet and begin to mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, and shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed.
My mind is calm. My breathing is even. And I am completely relaxed. Om. Gradually bring awareness back to your body. Begin to move your fingers and toes. And stretch your arms overhead, lengthening the body and awakening it. Reach your arms to the right side and then to the left side. Take a full breath and then roll onto the right side of the body, placing the left hand in front of your chest and press back up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Namaste. Great job tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining me and taking a moment for movement. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you get updates for future videos and other live classes. Thank you. Have a good night.